Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to another week. It's been a week. It's cold this time in Portland. Been raining all night, and it's like fully sweater weather. It is, yeah. It's season has definitely changed. How is everybody doing? Good to see everybody in the chat as always. Where did my chat go? There it is. Good to see everybody in the chat. Tim from Milwaukee, it's right around the corner. Good to have you here. If you do have a question at any point today, make sure you start it with the letter Q, and then it'll put it into my little questions column on the screen here. And otherwise, we're just going to start rambling and see what happens. Because, again, surprise, I don't have a plan today. There's just been too much going on, and it has been very hard to find time for anything except work right now, which I guess is good. But it does mean that I didn't get a lot of time to play with stuff this week. I did a little bit of house projects, and then yeah. Also, man, this desk is things keep accumulating here because of all the things I'm in the middle of. It's a little out of control. Oh, you can't see the mess that's right over here. That's good. It's my little pile of phones. The cordless phone, the pink phone that's connected to the collar box, and then my new favorite toy is this little machine, which is a massive tiny computer. So the like Intel NUC size that I've been using is this size. And this is quite a bit bigger. It's quite a lot thicker. It is from B-Link. And I got it in order to consolidate all of the servers for everything in the house into one box using virtualization. And I'm brand new to using Proxmox, which is what I've been using for that. So probably won't go into that too much here because that's a whole different story. But yeah. Oh wow, in plain sight coming in again with 10 membership gifts. Welcome to all new channel members. In plain sight is very generous, doing this every week. Reminder for channel members, if you are a member, including the 10 new folks who just got gifted a month of membership, go click down to the members section and you'll see at least one members only live stream that I've done. I think there are a couple. And then also the link to the members Discord, which is where we all chat throughout the week and see some behind the scenes photos or things of what I'm working on or where I'm traveling. And so that's all. It's always fun. Yeah, the way In Plain Sight is going, Aaron's gonna need a longer outro song. It's true. All right, we got a question here. Recommend a free bonding solution. That is going to be a challenge because it's not. You're not likely to find one for free. I don't know of any that are free. The closest to free would be the do-it-yourself version of KiloLink, where you buy the bonding encoder and then you run your own server. So you still have to pay for the server somewhere. And bandwidth for it. But you could host that in your office or whatever. So that encoder is not cheap, but that's a way to keep the costs fixed. Otherwise, there are monthly subscriptions that you're usually going to find of various kinds. I don't know of any that are free, but if anybody does in the chat, let me know. That is the plan. I think actually what happens is the credits just speed up. I think it always ends in the same spot in the song because of the way I did it. Not 100% sure. Anyway. Yeah, so my used gear shop. I have been working on trying to get rid of some of the gear that I haven't really been using, and I've shipped now quite a bit of it out. So thanks for everyone who's got a good deal on that. I'll drop the link in one more time. And if you are a channel member, there is a link in the used gear set channel, or not a link, a coupon code in the channel that you can use to get 15% off of anything. This is all stuff that I have used in the past. All of it is stuff that I have bought myself. None of it is stuff that was given to me for reviews or tutorials. So this is all stuff that I have at some point bought and used and just no longer need it anymore. We're definitely getting down to the wire here. I still have a couple of the cameras and some audio gear, but the ATEM Mini Extreme has a new home, and that was the one with the 2 good HDMI ports. The one with the broken HDMI port is now up there because I only need one for the lab machines, and got the Osmo Pocket a new home. We got. But yeah, there's still some audio, some microphones, some audio gear. But we're getting out there, making progress. Yeah, Griff says a free service doesn't really exist because it costs to operate. Totally, yeah. Like, bandwidth is one of the most expensive things in general, and a bonding service just is like, it is bandwidth, right? That's the whole point. What about a virtual PC plan that comes with, say, 2 terabytes a month of data? Would that work for bonding? Yeah, I mean, that's basically what I was doing with the KiloView encoder, right? So I had it running, I have it, their server software running on a Linode VM virtual computer in some data center in Seattle or something. And it comes with some amount of bandwidth per month as part of the, $5 or $10 a month cost to run that server. And obviously you'll need to adjust the bandwidth you're paying for based on how much you plan on using it, but it's a relatively reasonable way to do it. It's relatively affordable that way. You can run it on AWS, of course, too. I find the AWS console just very overwhelming to use, so I try to use simpler ones. Speaking of virtual computers, you want to take a look at my little Proxmox? I know I said I wasn't going to talk about this, but I've been spending a lot of time on it this week. Not a lot. Spending some time on it this week. And I've already got quite a lot of servers moved over to it. It's kind of cool. This is the web interface that you get to it. And you can just start creating VMs for different computers. So I did one. Here's the phone system. So this is running the server that's the phone system now. I can log into it. I have no need to actually log into the console, but I moved over the FreePBX install to that machine, and you can give it you can tell how much RAM and how much CPU you want each one to have. So I have this one at 2 gigs of RAM. It probably doesn't need to, but one of the reasons I bought this this B-Link machine is because it has 96 gigs of RAM in it. And I was like, this is the easiest way, and it's actually not even that much more expensive to get a computer that works with 2 terabyte hard drive and a 96 gigs of RAM. And doing that myself, buying a motherboard and a CPU and figuring out all the right combos of things and putting it all together is just like more work and not even cheaper. So this was a nice way to do that. Let me drop the link to that box in the chat so it gets bookmarked in the link search. It is a Intel i9 up to 5 gigahertz and 2 terabytes SSD, although they're actually 2 1 terabyte drives, so I have them in a RAID format. But it's a cool little box. Almost got the link. There we go. Yeah, there's the link. So yeah, this is cool. Now I can just, anytime I want to make a new server, just go, create a new container, give it a password, give it a name, tell it what OS, tell it how big of the drive I want is, how much memory to give it. And this will actually be, I was thinking about installing Companion this way, because Right now I'm running Companion. I used to run it on a Raspberry Pi, and I moved over to this this Mac at one point. And now that there is this networked Stream Deck where I can, I don't have to plug in the USB to a computer, it just plugs into this little dock. This can talk to anything on the network. So this could actually now talk to Companion that's running in a virtual machine. And that sounds kind of cool. So I might end up doing that. We got some Proxmox fans here. That's cool. I had no idea you all used it. Dylan uses it. What did you move from to Proxmox? So I was using a combination of I have a server in the closet that is running Ubuntu and VirtualBox, and it has been extremely frustrating. It is a pain in the butt to make new servers. It's really hard to manage them, and it's just been a giant nightmare. And I basically just have like 3 VMs on that, and I've just been stuck with them, and I don't create new ones or manage them really. I just use those 3. So it's kind of silly. And then the other thing that I use is Raspberry Pis or little Intel boxes, and that is not sustainable either, and definitely overkill. So I like having this where I can just, like a beefy machine, I can just put everything in there, and it's a lot easier to manage now. So that's what I went from. Oh, Maxim has a question. On your RØDECaster NDI video, you mentioned using Blackmagic dongle to export NDI HX. Can you please specify the model and the setup to make it work? I don't think that's quite what I mentioned. What I mentioned in that video was, let me go look at the video really quick. See if I can remember this one, the RØDECaster, this one, or did you I think you asked this in a comment. Sorry, I sometimes I get behind on my comments, but I feel like I saw that. Yes, you did ask that in a comment. It was this video at here. You're gonna get a live answer to your question. So this was the update when they announced NDI support. But one of the other features is what I was talking about with this dongle. So maybe that's why the confusion. So the so NDI is one thing, and now it can pull in NDI cameras and stuff like that. Totally separately from that, they added a feature that lets you use any video input as an overlay. Previously, it was only possible to use still graphics as overlays. So there's like an overlay section, and here, let me just grab the Rode here, and I'm not on the right network to find Lily's RØDECaster. So I'll show you why this is important once this finds it. I wish I could type in an IP address here. That's going to be my next feature request to them. I am on that network now. Oh, I turned it off because, yes. Okay, well, let me grab this one. It's right here. We are going to go and take a look at that as it boots up. It's going to take a minute. So twinkly. Okay, there we go. Now it should pop up on my... Come on. I want to show you in the app because it makes more sense to see it here instead of physically. What just happened? Am I even still online? Weird. Well, this is why I don't stream from a computer, because that way I can mess with my network settings as much as I want, and it doesn't take the stream down. But I did. For some reason, my computer just hopped over to a different Wi-Fi. Yeah, okay, so we're talking about the RØDECaster. The if I can get this thing to this app to pop up. The so the feature that they added was the ability to use any of the video input sources as an overlay. So if you imagine, the reason the way this is useful is if you are bringing graphics in. So, okay, here it is finally. So, yeah. So previously, this is the overlays tab. And previously, the only thing that could be in here was a graphic. So you would like make a, you know, like a lower third or something, like the donuts, right? And then this can come in and out on top of the video. But now instead you can actually also use a video channel as an overlay. So why might you want to do that? Well, obviously if it's a full screen video, that doesn't make any sense. This is input 2. So let me go reassign that to something that has graphics. I'll reassign it to my chat output. The lab 2 gets the Ultra Studio fill. Okay, so input 2 is my chat now. So if I were to go and bring in some graphic from OBS, so this is going to be in OBS. Let's see, does this work? Yes, here's the little weather ticker. So this is an OBS, and if I go look at OBS, you can see there's the web page that's got the weather, and now it's coming in here, right? It's got a black background, so that's not good. We're going to need to, actually we can do it now because we have Luma keying. So we're going to take the Luma key and adjust it till the background, so the background is transparent. And now that is set, I can go put this video on and then use, now C, remember C is set to camera 2 as an overlay. So now I can actually bring this video input in as an overlay. So this means any, web page or whatever you can do in OBS, you can now get into the RØDECaster using a video channel. So if I, add some other thing in here, like, oh, I had the Spotify Now playing widget. This is like some other web page thing. Here's the little Spotify logo. I'm not playing anything in Spotify right now, but if I were, it would show the song. And there it is. Now it's in the RØDECaster, right? So this is what it's for. So how does that work? And that's where the Blackmagic dongle comes in. So the Blackmagic dongle is this little box. Oh, the Spotify widget is not in a good spot. This little dongle is called the Ultra Studio Monitor 3G, and it has a Thunderbolt port on one side and HDMI to SDI on the other. So this OBS can talk to this using the Blackmagic driver, and then output whatever is in the OBS screen out the HDMI port. And then that goes into the RØDECaster, and that becomes a video input, which is then I'm able to use as an overlay for graphics. So that is what that's for. But you were actually asking about how to stream NDI from a Windows PC using OBS or vMix. You can use there are NDI apps that can either screen capture or like actually, if you want a screen capture that works well, you can screen capture your computer and then send that into the RØDECaster now over NDI. So the like actually, I think I have that running. NDI on the Mac, it's called NDI Scan Converter. I don't know if it's the same on Windows, but if I run that app, then we're gonna do capture. Yeah, so I can capture specific programs or the whole screen. Let's actually grab ATEM software control. So this window should now be accessible as an NDI source on the network. And theoretically, I haven't actually tried NDI Scan Converter, so I don't know if this is going to work. Theoretically, I should be able to find it on the network here. So let's go grab a network source, and there's the scan converter. So at least discovered it. Let's see if it can. Let's see if it can actually. It only supports NDI HX. Wait, which way is it? The RØDECaster. Yeah, the RØDECaster only supports NDI HX. So some of the things don't support. Some of the apps don't support NDI HX. And it looks like this is one of them, unfortunately. AVCans, I think, does. Yeah, this one found it. And that's my little PTZ camera. So I think it's a Mac driver problem. That means that won't work. So yeah, on the Mac it won't work. But if the Windows version has an NDI HX option, then you can that would work. Grish says we use OBS in church to play video using OBS deck link out. Person needs to put a file into a folder on the computer and make sure that scene is live. No need to deal with hyperdeck formats. Oh yeah, that is a good point. What are you doing? Says I know you don't use a PC, but any idea how much CPU or GPU power that Ultra Studio uses? I don't really have any idea. I mean, I use it on the Mac. I don't really notice any. Is there any stats that would even? Does Activity Monitor show me anything useful here? It would be, I guess, the Blackmagic desktop. I don't know what it would show up as in the Activity Monitor. Yeah, I don't know. Peru says OC GoStream Duet 8 ISO can be used for CCTV or does it have a little latency? It's pretty minimal on the HDMI out, if that's what you mean. I should get rid of the little Spotify banner. Or I should put on music. Yeah, no, it'd be pretty minimal. It might be like a frame or two on the loop on the HDMI output. Omer says I used NDI Virtual Input app on my laptop, and OBS can see it as a camera. Yeah, that makes sense. Cool. Appreciate the answer. Thank you. No problem. Gwen says work is calling. Gotta jet. Have a great rest of the show. Well, thanks for joining. IT Never Gets Old says, are you concerned about writing where on consumer NVMEs? Enterprise might do better in terms of long-term reliability with VMs. Yeah, I might investigate that later. I could definitely move all the VM folder over to a enterprise SSD. Not a bad idea. The reason I was playing with the Spotify overlay is because I finally got my my songs posted. Oh, look, I'm verified on Spotify. That's fancy. How did that happen? A bunch of these albums are done now. So that's fun. And I think there's still a few more that are scheduled. They're like scheduled releases. So they're rolling out slowly. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 are done. There should be 2 more coming in the next couple of weeks. These are all of the 100 songs that I wrote like 7 years ago. But when I wrote them, they were all like 30 to 60 seconds. And then last year I used an AI tool to extend them into full length songs. So they're all like still very in the style of what I wrote them as. It was a really interesting experiment of using those tools. And ironically, in the last year, the tools have gotten a lot better, but I did not update them because that was a lot of work already, going through 100 songs, and I just decided to post them. So I grouped them into like, I don't know if I would call it genre, but they at least like sort of go together in an album now. Yeah, it's kind of cool. So my audio, how's my audio? I'll turn on the computer sound quietly and we can play an album. And I think you can hear that. Oh, the headphones aren't plugged in. And then hopefully my little Spotify widget soon will start saying what is playing. Don't know why it's not going. Let's reload that. Oh, it's got some token in it. I wonder if I have to like re-log in. Yeah, probably. There we go. The compressor is crushing. The compressor shouldn't be processing the you must only be hearing it through the microphone. You're supposed to be hearing it directly. There we go. It was just too quiet. It should be piped directly from the computer into the stream. Are you able to monetize your albums? Yes, but it makes like less than a penny per play, so I'm never going to make any money from it. It's going to cost me more to have them distributed than I'm ever going to make from it. Turn down just a bit. Okay, cool. Yeah, my headphones are not connected, so I can't actually hear the mix. I guess a machine running Proxmox backup server will be on the agenda too. Yes, that's going to be the next thing I do. Oh, Brian says, in the Director Mini, are the graphics videos capable of playing audio? I can get the video to play, but no audio and nothing in the audio mixer. They should be. They should be. I thought they were. Let me boot that one up. Where is it? Let's see what I see on that. You hear both. I turned mine way down, so you shouldn't hear it through the mic anymore. Okay, that's booted up. Let's go load that. If I can remember the IP address. No, I don't remember the IP address. is it? No. 70.3. There we go. Okay, so let's go graphics. Your question was about where did it go? Graphics videos. So if I go to let's go oh, that's what I need. I need a button that switches. I need a button that switches the lab output to that camera. Wait, I don't even see. There. Video clip. Let's grab. I don't know what's on this card. Oh. I think the countdown. I'm not actually sure it has music. Jeez, I don't know what video clip I have here that has sound. Let's try. This one should. And then do we have... You're right, I don't see audio now that I brought that in. Looks like maybe not. Looks like it may not. You're right. It would show up in the audio mixer if it did support audio from that. So that's kind of weird. Interesting. When working on the lab machines, put PTZ in picture-in-picture over your shoulder or replace the map. Oh, that's a good idea. Instead of that view. I need a button that changes the screen and changes what camera is routed to the, yeah. Do you use HDMI splitters to connect all the video switchers once you power them on? Yeah, so the, on the desk up there, on the table up there, it is... Where's my... Oh, I do have that button. There we go. So all of those are connected to a... there's two splitters up here. There's two video feeds coming out of my main switcher that go into splitters. Each of the splitters has 8 outputs. The splitters run to the inputs of 2 inputs of all the switchers, and then the outputs of all the switchers run into an ATEM Mini Extreme that you can't see. That's right on top of that shelf. And the ATEM Mini Extreme takes the 8 and sends 1 copy back into the stream. So I can for example, show the output of any of these. So I think the director is plugged in. Oh, it's actually set to the multi-view right now. So it's so you're seeing the multi-view of the ATEM Mini Extreme that's showing you the outputs of all the devices. And I have the director, the RØDECaster, and the ATEM turned on right now. So kind of fun. Okay, where was I? Let's go back into the chat. I really wonder if my stream is going to get copyright flagged by my own self for the music that's playing. I think technically it should. Michael says, we lost our NDI source during our stream today in OBS. It wasn't even showing up in the list. Is there any way to get it back without restarting OBS? This NDI stuff is weird sometimes. I would say most often what I've seen is restarting the NDI transmitter will cause it to show up again. So it's that, because that'll like broadcast the discovery packet again. So try that side of it. David says, is NVIDIA 2080 still acceptable GPU for Resolve? Clock speeds on the 50 series are still under 3 gigahertz. You know, I haven't ever bought a graphics card since probably 15 years ago or more. I've always just edited on Macs that have the built-in graphics, so I have no idea what the graphics card situation is like right now. Matt says, if you need a remote guest in an ATEM setup and you want something higher quality than Zoom, any other option offline is easy with Riverside, but live. Higher quality than Zoom, yeah. Zoom, you have to, in order to get 1080, you have to like talk to them, and 720 is the best you're going to get otherwise. The other good option is going to be Video.Ninja. It'll be more work to set up than Zoom and Zoom ISO, but it's going to give you a pretty good, about as good as quality as you can hope for, essentially. So it's pretty minimal, bare bones. It's all web-based. There's no download. You can say, make a room, and you can enter the room as the director, and then you can send links out to people and they'll join, and you get URLs for them that you can bring into whatever. So if your switcher is software based, that's easy. For an ATEM, you'll need to take the web page and get it into the ATEM somehow. So again, you can use OBS and a Ultra Studio thing for that, or get creative, or screen share like a computer screen or whatever. It's a pretty good option though. NDI issues never. Yeah. Let's see if it's flagged my stream yet for playing music. I don't see any warnings here yet. Oh, I can't remember if that, I remember now. So when I've been using DistroKid for a while, and DistroKid charges you like an extra fee per album to get into the Content ID system on YouTube. And I didn't realize that, and I already published 4 of the 10 albums on DistroKid. And I was like, I'm not going to pay them $50 or whatever it is. I don't remember how much it is. For Content ID, I think it might be 15. But even that, like, I'm never going to get $15 from YouTube streams of the music. It's not going to happen. So for the other 6 albums, I went and found a distributor that does not charge extra for Content ID. and I cannot remember which album this one is on. Let's maybe I can go log in. What was it called? Oh my god, I've forgotten the name of it. TuneCore. That's the one I'm using now. So let's see. Yeah, I have no money. Lifetime streams. Theoretically, I should be seeing some in here now. YouTube data added. Great. Okay. I have some streams. Amazing. Let's see if this album is on this. It is. Okay, so this should be in the Content ID system. 5 days from now, this one will come out, and next week, the last one will come out. Nice to have that project done, also. Finally done. 100 songs. This is not a bad idea. Ship a pre-configured SRT encoder to a remote guest. So the way this could work is if you use Zoom for the two-way conversation just yourself so you can hear your guest, or even a phone at that point, but give them a encoder that and a camera that actually looks good, and send it as a totally separate feed from the conversation you're having. And that way you're getting a good quality video feed from the remote side. It's just one way, obviously, if it's SRT, but at least it'll be much higher quality than the actual Zoom call. So that is another option. Comparing clock speeds between generations isn't relevant for performance. Is that for the video card? Oh, Pearl Nanos would be a good option for that. Yeah. Ship a Pearl Nano, configure it with SRT. The nice thing about Pearl Nano is it has a web page that you can use to configure it. So if you also set up a VPN solution, I don't think it supports. I haven't actually looked at firmware updates on it for a while. Let me turn it on, and let's. That's what I didn't put up there. I should put that up there. It can take a minute to boot up. We're turning on all the encoders today. Isn't this fun? When that boots up, I want to see what the options are. So a while ago I did a blog post that talks about how to. I was going to do a video about it, but I wanted to wait until I found a better solution than WireGuard, which I have now, Tailscale. And I've not done the video. Anyway, the point is, if you get a Tailscale installed on a router, like a little GL iNet, and put that next to whatever video encoder you're using, and ship that as a kit, you can make it so that when it boots up, it joins your Tailscale network, and then you can just VPN into control whatever device that is. So for the Pearl Nano, it's actually a great option because it has a web page, and you don't need to worry about like running ATEM software control over the network over VPN. Doesn't work very well. But you can just pull up the web page from the Pearl Nano and start and stop the stream or configure it or whatever, and that would work. That would totally work. Okay, this should be turned on. What is? Let's see if. Do you have an IP? No, why not? Huh. Did it get unplugged? Shoot. It's kind of buried in the rack. I don't think I'm gonna be able to dig it out. Anyway, that's an option for sure. It's kind of a fun song. Cool. Yeah. So got a couple options. I don't know why the Pro Nano is not connected. I bet the Ethernet is just unplugged from it. The list of videos you haven't done is quite long. Sad you have a real job, but based on the P&L of the business, probably a good thing. Yeah. I mean, well, that's the trade-off here, right? Is that if I didn't have a full-time job, I would be able to spend more time on making videos, which would then they would make more money. It's very obvious that if you look at the rate of that I publish videos and the amount that it makes on YouTube, they're like very related. The less I publish videos, the less I make on YouTube. So sadly, the live streams are not the main source of ad revenue from YouTube. Is the ZoeBox able to decode an NDI feed from Zoom ISO? That is a good question. I'm pretty sure. Should we try it? Let's turn every encoder on today. Let me boot up Zoom ISO and boot up the ZoeBox. That one is in the rack already, but I leave it off because it's a little bit whiny. And I just have to go find the port and turn PoE on. That should be on Studio Rack Switch. And it is, there it is. That port is off. So let's turn it on. Great. I like how Chrome has a picture-in-picture of what's playing. Okay. What is your IP? I don't hear it yet, so it hasn't turned on. Let's give it a minute. Taking a while. I should be able to hear it click on when the fan starts going. That's gonna take a minute. Let's go to Zoom ISO and set that up. Okay, so we should be able to I don't actually need that video, but I do need a phone on the call. So let's join that from my phone. And do I have a phone tripod handy? It looks like no. Great. Actually, now I hear the ZoeBox little tiny fan going. Okay. Enter the waiting room. There we go. Oh, come on. Okay, there's my phone. Now if I go to Zoom ISO, output, which one's which? Let's rename myself the host to host. Okay, so that's my remote one. And we're gonna send it out. We said NDI, right? And go. Okay. Question was, can we get it into the ZoeBox? Settings. So we go into where's this setting that changed modes? Working mode. Decoder. Decoding NDI. Okay, we got all sorts of stuff on the network. We've got Zoom ISO 1. There is the phone camera. Does it work? Oh no! Video output not supported. Does not support NDI full or HP. NDI, man, it's like so good in theory, but the like half the things only support full NDI and half the things only support NDI HX, and it's just a total toss-up as to whether it's going to work. How frustrating. Does it support the RØDECaster? Yes, it does. That is the RØDECaster video feed. Nice view of the back of my head. So that's a RØDECaster NDI output. But man, it doesn't support Zoom ISO. Because Zoom ISO doesn't do NDI HX. How incredibly annoying is that? There's no option, right? I have... Yeah, I just have NDI or not. Oh well. Matt says, we used Apple FaceTime and cropped out the controls, and I think the quality was better than Zoom. That's hilarious. As good as iPhone has gotten, developing an app to offer a clean feed would be an interesting option. Also a good point. Or if you were to plug in an external screen, that would be the easiest option, is to plug in an external monitor or screen share the iPhone and have the FaceTime app output a clean feed of the video. That would be... They should totally do that. No reason not to. Well, now we know. Thanks for the question, Roland. Sorry for the answer. What else can we do with the Zoe box turned on? The sad joke is that NDI was supposed to eliminate all the format concerns. True. Which decoders or switchers have worked with the Zoom ISO NDI? I'm pretty sure the GoStream does. Let's get that one turned on. So that is... There we go. GoStream is up and running. Let's... I think we can do it from the computer. This is the GoStream 8. Okay, here it is. Can we pull in the NDI feed? Where is that? Settings, no. Oh my gosh. I've forgotten where everything is in this app. There it is. Audio settings. Inputs. Okay. In 7 is NDI 3. Where's the NDI section? Why can't I find it? No inputs. Source map. We should have NDI 3, RTMP, SRT, SRT, HDMI. Audio, media. That doesn't help. Why can't I find the... Oh, it's in the... Oh, I remember. It's like you have to push... Maybe you can only do it from the box itself. I think that might... I thought it could... You could do it from the app, but it looks like maybe not. Okay, let's go up here. And I need... Really should make that just the one. Okay, that's the ghost stream. So I think you have to push. There's NDI. NDI 7 is iPhone. Okay, there we go. Can it... Wait, can't even see Zoom ISO. Should still be running. Weird. Well, we found the AV-Cans camera. Found the RØDECaster. It can't find Zoom ISO. Oh wait, what's this? It found it finally, but it is not playing it. Man, we're really just striking out on NDI today. One day OMT will replace NDI everywhere and we won't have these problems. I hope so. What happened to my Wi-Fi? Weird. Now we have to specify when we ask, does it work full HX or the other? Yeah, absolutely. Oh, the web page is showing up in the Ghost stream. Oh, weird. My phone also got disconnected from the Wi-Fi. What just... So did my computer. It's a bad network day. Weird. Ghost stream also only has NDI HX. Okay. What a random mishmash of supported formats. If I remember correctly, it's something to do with the license for NDI HX like doesn't... It's not open source and it's not able to be bundled into like Mac software. So that's why Zoom ISO doesn't support it, and that's why OBS doesn't support it. And but then it's like lower power or easier to implement on hardware, so all the hardware supports it. So what a mess. Bad network day is bad NDI day. Absolutely true. I don't know what just happened with the Wi-Fi. It was very weird. I did finally troubleshoot why my some of my devices were getting disconnected at 3 a.m. every night for the last couple of nights. It's because I have like auto scan and hop channel set to oh, that's cool. The access point just is reconnecting. I just went offline. No idea why I went offline. Cool. Well, I've got some work to do to fix that. Huh. Also, I like to have wire as much as I can because my network, my wired devices didn't have any trouble. How about the Director Mini? Let's find out. Okay. Okay, that's it. I'm making a companion button for this. I need a button for... Okay. I think that's the last song, and I don't want it to go to the next album. So I'm going to stop that. I need a button to change which of my two cameras goes into the lab. This is going to be main cam to lab, and that is aux set source. The output is, that's the wrong ATEM. The output is 21. And the input is main camera. I should probably do. Why don't I use a preset for this? That's faster. Aux. Where is it? Output 21 gets the main camera or the lab camera. And then I'm going to rename this to main cam to lab. Lab cam to lab. And now I can go and switch those because that makes more sense to see when I'm looking at this. Okay, except I can't add an NDI source from here. So, or can I? I can. Okay, great. NDI. Some of the things you can't do from the web page on the director, some you can. It's really random. Okay, here is Zoom ISO. Does this work? I'm guessing the answer is no. I bet if I add the AV cans, which does NDI HX, I bet that'll work. Oh, you can create up to 3 streams. What is... Oh, this was still set up from when I did the Bike Portland stream. Failed to do the Bike Portland stream. Did that free that one up? AV cans. There we go. Yeah, that one works over NDI. No, so Director also supports NDI HX only. Summary of today's stream. NDI is a mess and hardwired is always better than wireless. True. With all the video splitters for the lab, do you also have a small switch for Ethernet over there, or are you running cables from the closet? There is a network switch on the ground, a 16-port switch on the ground right underneath that shelf. And it is, yeah, so all the network wires are like 6 to 8 feet each that run just from the shelf down to there. Since you have the Director Mini up and running, can you check the software version on it? Yeah, that is a good call. I haven't checked in a while. Let's see. Current version 3.1.1138. It is checking for an update. Nope, up to date. Great. Wi-Fi and wireless are nice, but wires are just so much more reliable. 100% agreed. 100%. Oh yeah, OMT is Open Media Transport. A new open source alternative to NDI. I don't know much about it other than that. So I don't have any idea like the level of support, like industry support, it's getting yet. I have not dug into it. IT Never Gets Old says, I still default to video connections for video, SDI, HDMI, network connections for control only. NDI is a last resort, even though I'm an IT guy. Yeah. I have not played with OMT at all yet. I'm curious if Adam has. Matt says, a pastor friend called me in to give advice on the cost of updating his bad live stream to a good live stream. If you use OC instead of ATEM Extreme G2, it really saves some money. I'm curious what they were using before that was making it a bad live stream. So what does work over NDI? The PTZ camera supports NDI HX, which means that will work with the RØDECaster, the Director Mini, the GoStream. But it seems like I can't actually get a signal out of my computer in any way that's compatible with those. I was really hoping that OBS, the NDI plugin for OBS, could push the OBS output into the RØDECaster over the network, because that would be a great way to do graphics without, you know, having to have all these extra wires and stuff. So oh yeah, the Shoot app for NDI, although I've actually been using the Rode app more lately, because it also supports NDI, and then, you know, it's easier. Yeah. Wow, what a disappointing stream today. I'm upset at how few things actually worked. Also, I still don't understand why the cable from the Pro Nano is unplugged. Yeah. Also, you know what would be really convenient is, like, if any of the NDI, the lists of NDI things told you what NDI it was sending. Like, why doesn't this tell me NDI HX or full NDI? None of them do it. I'm not blaming the YoloBox, like, but in general, when you get these lists of what NDI sources are available, it seems like it should be able to tell if it's going to work based on the format that it is, without you having to try to add and fail it. Issues always start with, look what I can do with this camera NDI feed. What a mess. What a mess. I'm just upset. NDI is supposed to solve everything. And it clearly doesn't, because, man. Anyway, in other news, I have been growing increasingly frustrated with how messy it is in here, and I need a solution. And I'm going to show you with my NDI camera how messy it is. If I go to the RØDECaster app, this will broadcast an NDI feed on the network, and it does get picked up from, pretty sure this is NDI HX. Actually, I think the Pro Convert might actually tell me. No, but it does tell me H264, so I can assume it's NDI HX. Anyway, the Pro Convert can pick up the Rode feed just fine, so that's nice. But yeah, the thing I wanted to show you is how much stuff there is on this table and on the floor and behind this desk on the floor. Mostly it's actually just empty boxes so I can ship things. But I would really like to get all this cleaned up. And my thought was, since I'm basically using it as a shelf, why not actually make it a proper shelf and get some more of these trusty IKEA cabinets and just build a massive IKEA wall. And since I apparently just need places to put things for extended periods of time, that is my new plan. And the I think I'm going to do it. I did all the dimensions and calculations. I can get a 3x4 like this, put it on the 3 short side, and it'll be about as wide as the desk that's over there. So I'm not losing any of the other space, and I still have my little gray wall to shoot from when I need it. And on top of that, I can stack a 2x3, which doesn't exist, but I learned that if you buy a 2x2 and a 3x3, you can swap the parts between them to make 2x3 shelves. So I'll have a 4, 5, 6 tall, and then on the perpendicular to that, at a 90-degree angle, which is basically where that curtain is, instead of the curtain, I'll probably leave the curtain, but basically instead of the curtain, I will have another wall there of 2 boxes wide and 2x4 and 2x3, so 7 tall. And that'll give me a ton of little boxes. I might also leave out some of the dividers between, because like if you just you can just not put this one in the first place, and then you get a twice the height storage box. So I think I might do that, and it'll make this little L corner full of shelves. And then the idea would be, well, to get rid of the desk first of all, but also everything that's in there can have a home then instead of being all over the floor. So that might be my project for probably like Thanksgiving, realistically, Thanksgiving week, when I have several days off in a row that I can spend on that, because it's going to take a while to build all the shelves. I don't know. Am I crazy for doing that? What do you think? It's getting really bad, but I'm trying to get rid of stuff too. So please go to my used gear shop, because I think the link is somewhere, and buy some of the stuff that I'm trying to get rid of. Yeah, don't forget to bolt it. Absolutely, that's getting bolted to the wall, especially if I'm stacking them too tall. I think this one is actually, no, I don't think this one's bolted because it's short enough. I mean, the one over there is absolutely strapped to the wall. Matt says I went with metal shelves from Sam because they were extremely stable and they had wheels. Well, I definitely don't want wheels. But Michael says then there was the Windows update that borked NDI that fixes to set receive to single TCP and access manager. That's crazy. Oh my god. The rain just started pouring. Wow. Remember, it's not just HX, but HX2 and HX3. And that was a good point. Not crazy. It's totally normal to have tons of stacks and stacks of shelves. I mean, I'm also kind of jealous about Lily's office in the new house, because one of her entire walls is cabinets, and they're really nice cabinets. They're not IKEA cabinets. And I'm like, I don't want that, but I don't get that office because she stole it. Flood protection. We don't get floods here. There was a flood once, I remember, here in the 90s that was really bad. But that's extremely rare. Do I have a picture of Lily's office? It's so close. It's so close to being done. I actually just put in the last sconce yesterday. I think she might have it. Oh, the other thing I did at home was I put in this monitor for a dashboard in the living room / wet bar area, which is a 32-inch. I measured this wall and I was like, what is the height of a monitor I can get to fit exactly there. 32 inches is the answer. So it's a monitor, not a TV, thankfully. And inside the wall is, I think I took a picture of it. Inside the wall is a, I actually just dropped in, there it is. I dropped in a HDMI, Cat 6 to HDMI receiver, and I just like fished it into the wall, and then the HDMI cord is poking out the little brush plate and going into the monitor. And it's part of the Ore HDMI matrix / extender, which is a really cool little box. And where is the used gear link? If it's not in the description, I'll drop it in the chat again. I should have the link to that matrix. It's a cool little box. There it is. I'll drop that link to the chat. So it is a 8x8 HDMI matrix. So it has 8 inputs and 8 outputs. So there's the 8 inputs down here, 8 outputs. The 8 outputs are either HDMI out or RJ45 out, and then it comes with little boxes that go on the other end, and they don't need power, even though it has power input. They can be powered from the Cat 6 cable. And then the little receivers have Cat 6 in, HDMI out. So it's a really clever way to do it. So basically I have, a couple things plugged in the rack in the house, and then I can run the outputs to either remote displays like that, that network jack, or HDMI out into other devices in the rack, like encoders or cable converters or things like that. So the really flexible way to do it. Theoretically, this thing also has network control, which I haven't played around with yet, but it is on the network, and I need to figure out that protocol, because then I can make buttons for everything. Have I tried the SRT output of Zoom ISO? Would that work with your devices? You know what? I didn't. Let's try that, although I just dropped off of that link. Okay, let's try that again. Enter the waiting room. It's gonna be sideways, isn't it? Come on. Now that this is going over SRT, how do I get the SRT feed? I think I have to go, caller or listener. Let's make it a listener, 7076. Now, can I go into the director mini? Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Oh my God. Get rid of that. Oh, come on. And can I add SRT? Caller. Create stream. Zoom ISO. Oh shoot, what is my IP address of this computer? Let's make sure I grab the wired IP. 7777. Port, I already forgot the port. 7076. Was there a stream ID? Use output name as stream ID. Output name, I think it's that, Zoom ISO 1. Let's try that. You can do it. You can do it. No? Let's edit and let's just try 1. It's trying. That pop-up was my Mac wanting to block the Director Mini from receiving. Well, we can try it the other way around. We can make this a caller and make this one a listener. Zoom ISO 70. And then I can push to this guy. Oops. 70.3 was it? Yep. Port 7070. Apply changes. And are we getting it here? Still no? Would have expected to see it by now. And this is streaming, right? Yeah. Zoom ISO participant. Maybe I'm just there we go. Now it's going. Still nothing here. Oh, there it goes. That one worked. So let me try. So that's promising. At least I got. Oh, the latency is way wrong. At least that worked. Cool. Zoom ISO SRT. That's nicer than NDI. Let me try. I think it was just not. Oh, hey, someone found the cheers button in the stream deck, in the member stream deck. I keep saying I'm going to put the name of the person down in the corner, and I keep forgetting to do that when I'm not live. I kind of want to test if the other direction works, because I think what happened is that it was because I had rejoined the Zoom call. I think it just hadn't wasn't pushing video. So we're gonna make this a listener again, port 7070, and then we're gonna try to call it from the Director Mini. SRT caller. Port 7070, and then we're gonna try that first. It's a weird IP address, but okay. And do we get anything? Output name. What if I take out the space? Come on. You can do it. No? Okay, so which direction worked? Setting the SRT listener in the Director Mini and pushing from Zoom ISO worked. I'll take it. Where do you anticipate wanting to use SRT? I mean, the point was, how do I get a Zoom ISO caller into the devices? Can you try the YoloBox after? Yes. So I need to make. We're gonna make. Yeah, Zoom ISO is the listener. Then we're gonna go into. We're gonna try that way first. SRT listener 7777 port 7070, and let's see if that works. Pull flow stop. That doesn't sound good. let's try stream ID zoom ISO 1. No. Okay, let's try the other way around. Decoding SRT server. So we're going to push to that from zoom ISO. It is a caller. We're going to push to port 9009. Apply changes. And waiting for connection. Running. No video. Are you going to get video? No. Weird. Huh. I don't know why that one's not working. Yeah, not sure. Makes sense. Zoom ISO separates the feeds and pushes somewhere. I mean, theoretically, SRT is supposed to work in both directions. It doesn't matter which one's sending the video. Either can be the caller, which is kind of one of the features of SRT. But, yeah. Is it possible to delay audio in the Director Mini? I thought so. Let's double check. It might only let you delay audio from the mic, though. And also, sometimes these are not possible to do from the web interface. We might have to go up to here. Oh no, it's the same thing here. I don't see any Huh, I actually thought that was hey, that was pretty smooth. I like that new button. I thought there was a setting for that, but I don't see it. Is the YoloBox network controllable or is there companion support? It is network controllable. I have not investigated companion support yet. I guess I can do that right now. Let's just see if it's here. Matrix extender. That sounds right. I gotta go find the IP address of it. Somewhere in my giant list of devices. It does not have a static IP yet. I will have to fix that later. It has 8. Save. Let's see if that works. Select input to output. I mean, it looks like it. Do I have a way to test this? I think, because this is not in the, it's not here, it's up in the house. But I think if I go to the camera in the kitchen, where I can see that screen and then route, I don't remember which things I plugged into it. Okay, let's try. I'm pretty sure output 3 is the screen. No, you know what let's do? There was a all outputs to selected input. So it's, regardless of what output it's on, we're going to say all outputs to input 1. Oh, why is it red? That's not good. Is that not connected? What is it doing? Connecting. It sure looks like the right box, but it is not able to connect. Do I... I'm not able to ping it. And there's no web interface. I don't remember if my firewall blocks access to that network, which might be what's happening. Might have to come back to that one later. Settings audio. Is that for the director 1? Aha. You can. That's not an intuitive place for it at all. Okay, up to like almost 400 milliseconds. And you can delay not just the microphone jack, but also the HDMI. And I think I don't have the SRT connected right now. Let's fix that. No, that's fine. Cool. Thanks for that. Peter says, hey, I've been a corporate streamer for almost 10 years and recently picked up a YouTube streamer career on the side. Nice. Your channel has always been a great source. Thanks for all the effort. Awesome. Well, thanks for tuning in. Glad I could be helpful. Marson says, how do you heat your studio and home? I heat the studio with all of the equipment that's on. I actually have to run the air conditioner in here almost always, even when it's cold outside, which is super silly. I think once it gets really cold and it stops getting above 60 during the day, I think I can turn the AC off. But yeah, a lot of this stuff generates heat. The house, there is electric heaters, mini split system with a compressor outside and then like the interior boxes for AC and heating. Although the new house is extremely well insulated, and I suspect we probably won't actually have to run the heater much at all. Even in the like when there was no power and no heaters or anything, it was not getting that cold inside and also not getting that hot inside. It's very well insulated, so kind of nice. Upper stages, I don't have control over the sound system feeding my live stream, and it can be too quiet or too loud at times. Is there a hardware device that fixes this? Currently receiving audio via RCA. Too quiet or too loud sounds like a bad mix, and they should fix it. An audio mixer with a compressor can do it, and what that looks like is it's essentially what it looks like is this kind of thing where you can say like boost the gain of the channel and then drop it if it goes over a certain amount. So so here's the let's see, actually this one is the ATEM one is actually a lot nicer to use. If you're getting audio in from an ATEM, then if you go here and go to your expander and compressor, let's say you're getting quiet audio. So you can just go and say like, boom, everything is 16 decibels louder. And essentially what it means is that any audio that comes in is going to get boosted. But if the audio comes in gets loud, it'll stop boosting it. And that's what that tapers off as. but then you can change the shape of it with the ratio. So if it was really bad, you could like do this and flatten it, where it gets a huge boost, but over a certain amount, it stops getting boosted at all. And that'll kind of flatten it out. This is extreme. This was like an extreme shape for it. And I would not expect you to have to do that. That would be a sign that there's really bad audio coming in. But that's what the compressor and expander can do for audio processing. Oh, hey, Andrew's here from Zoom. Encoding NDI-HX requires an advanced license. Oh, right. I forgot that they charge separately for encoding versus decoding. Encoding requires an advanced license. HX supports common codecs like H.264. Full NDI uses Speed HQ. Hardware devices tend to only support HX because they have dedicated H.264 decoders. SRT compatibility can be a challenge because the SRT only defines the transport stream, not the codec. So the encoding settings that work for one vendor may not match what another one uses. Also true. OMT only supports the VMX codecs. Their hardware devices will be in the same situation that NDI has with Speed HQ. No dedicated hardware decoders. Oh boy. What a mess. Well, thanks for the details. Yeah. Anyway, we should wrap this up. I just realized how long it's been. I guess this is what happens when you turn on all of the devices. It's kind of fun though to get those all booted up and running and working. Anyway, yeah, let's wrap this up. I should go work on one of the many things I need to do today, including some work, unfortunately, because next week is just going to be just full nonstop work next week, 24/7, pretty much. So I should do that and go pack for my flight in the morning. Thanks for joining. Thanks for all the questions. Thanks for the excuse to turn on every switcher today. And now I will have to go and make sure to turn off things. I'm probably going to actually power down the ATEM this week because I know I'm not going to use it. And we will see you all again next week. It looks like, oh yeah, next week. I did this. I set this up already. I think it's not, wait, is it actually posted? No, oh yes, it is. Okay. If you go to my channel on Saturday at 8 a.m., which is an hour earlier than this stream, for channel members only, I will be doing my accounting for the channel. Only have a month of transactions to catch up on. I do have some income to record from the gear I sold. I've probably bought some more things. We'll find out. And we'll chat on Saturday a little earlier than normal. And yeah, see how that goes. So yeah, if you are one of the 10 new channel members from this week, thanks to In Plain Sight for gifting the channel memberships. Make sure you take advantage of that and join me on Saturday. We are going to, we're going to roll the credits, and it doesn't update live, so I will thank all the new channel members next week. But thanks to all of the current channel members, especially the extreme supporters, Larry, Andre, Kevin, and Marcin, and thanks to everybody else as well for your support. If you are a channel member, you can see exactly what your support does and where that goes by joining the accounting stream on Saturday. And we'll see if I can claw back out of the red by the end of the year. It'll be a challenge. Definitely the songs are not going to help. The 3 cents I might get from Spotify. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for joining. Hopefully everybody has good live streams over the next week, and may your NDI issues be minimal. This has been fun. I will, yeah, make sure you join the Discord, and I'll probably, I mean, I guess I'm probably not going to be doing much this week, but hey, still join. It'll be fun. You can all talk amongst yourselves, even if I'm not around. Okay. Yeah, thanks everybody. Thanks. See you all next week. I will be back next week, Sunday. Same time, same place, after the accounting stream, and we'll see what else we can chat about then. Make sure you bring your questions, and we can always test out all the little switchers up there. So thanks everybody, and have a great rest of the day. Bye.